Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2, and not just a game, we are in the loser bracket of the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. We are watching Mousesports and iCCup, the second game of the best of three that will decide which one of these two teams will be up in the loser bracket finals up against Fnatic. So far, iCCup is actually one game up on Mousesports, well, kinda against people's expectations, I might say. And we'll see if Mousesports can force out a third game. Of course, with me is Kanaz. Kanaz, welcome back.
Good to be back.
So, previous game, iCCup, would you say outplayed, outdrafted? Or how would you describe that game, like in one of those categories?
I think that iCCup played very well, and there were a few key mistakes from Mousesports through the game that kind of hurt them. I don't think necessarily their draft was ultra superior, just like, Mousesports had nothing throughout the entire game because they got completely outdrafted. I think it was iCCup played very well. They knew what they needed to do, they executed, and Mousesports, they had a couple times where they tripped up a little bit.
Yeah, I am actually just checking the what's it called? The bets on all the sites, or at least on 3 of the sites. So I'm just gonna run through 3 of those sites and tell you what the bets are for this series in total. I mean, everybody knew that Mousesports was a favorite, so the question is, well, how much did people think they were in favorite? So Mousesports on Dota 2 Lounge is 70% up against 30% for iCCup.
That's like as big as it ever gets on Dota 2 Lounge.
Yeah, well, that is quite one-sided. It's more one-sided up on Joe Dota though. 86% for Mousesports, 14% for iCCup.
Well, I mean, Join Dota is a German site. So.
Yeah, true. That's actually a good point. It's a bit more moderated by GoSuGamers GoSuBet, but GoSuBet is not specifically German. They are still a bit more, one-sided than Dota 2 Lounge was, but not as much as Join Dota was. So Mousesports has got 78% with 22% going the way of iCCup. But all 3 sites, I mean, okay, there's sometimes one-sided bets. For Dota 2 Lounge, it's the least one-sided of everybody because everybody wants to have like that big chance to win big. But very one-sided to Mousesports. So iCCup really showing that they are one of the top teams in the scene at the moment and able to take down Mousesports. We're gonna see a Naga Siren this game. I'm not sure if everybody's happy with that, but I am, especially in combination with the Leshrac, because you have got that Ensnare followed up by the Split Earth, and I'm really hoping that this is their support combination. Batrider, IO, OD, and Visage banned out. No surprises there, as Lone Druid and Puck get picked up by Mousesports, and that's already 2 heroes that we know they really love. Fada, Signature's Puck, and Lone Druid, both Black and Koikfa play it, so we'll see which one of the 2 will end up playing that one.
Yeah, happy to see Puck on the side of Mousesports this time instead of the Magnus. It just felt like Magnus didn't have game last game. Sort of the same problem that he's had for a while now, ever since the nerfs where we don't really see him played that much. Magnus just can't have the impact he once did because he can't get those solo kills. You always have to have someone else around if you want to be able to get kills, and that slows him down quite a bit. And I guess the last game in particular, it felt like maybe there were just a few too many one-man RPs coming out from Fada, and then like the somewhat unusual Shadowblade pick for the Magnus.
Yeah.
None of it really felt like it worked, but iCCup going big.
Yep, go home or go big. It's what they do. We've seen this before. Actually, we've seen it twice. Once in a Star Ladder. We already talked about that in the previous game. Didn't work out as intended. Their pushing strat, that is, it just, they weren't able to push fast enough before their other team, or the other team was at least able to stop the push. Last time we saw them do it was last Tuesday up against EG, I believe.
Yes.
They had a like in that game as well, right?
Yes.
Yes.
They like him Broodmother, and I mean, I would expect to see the Broodmother here as well, to be honest. Mousesports, I don't think there's any way they can pick it, and I don't think they'll wait till the second pick phase if they want it, or the last pick phase, rather.
Yeah. And there it is.
Yeah.
So, previous game, Mousesports banned out the Broodmother, having done a bit of their homework. We do have quite a few counter pushers on Mousesports. I mean, Lina, already with the Dragon Slave and Light Strike Array, both AoE damage. We have the Puck with his Orb, we have the Rubik with the Fate Bolt. Definitely strong against the Broodmother. And against Lycanthrope and his Wolves, of course, as well. The question is it enough? And are they not going to be too distracted elsewhere? Because, of course, that's what the whole thing is about. iCCup will have basically a 4-man lineup that will try to push and try to at least force Mousesports to sit behind their tower and defend. And then Broodmother will push in on a different lane by herself and just be there. We actually have a Shadow Shaman ban out. We saw that played in the previous game that iCCup did with such a heavy push. So Shadow Shaman, no nether wards, and unfortunately no solo mid Shadow Shaman. That would have been something to look forward to, but we're still going to have the Dragonite picked up there by iCCup. And Weaver was the last pickup for Mousesports. So pushing a lineup, I mean, they are 1 game ahead. They have the luxury to give it a go, as you will. I'm kind of thinking that Mousesports is going to be more prepared for this one than maybe EG was in the previous game that we saw.
Yeah, you got to expect that Mousesports were aware this might happen. I mean, we saw the ban in the first game of the Broodmother, but their counter push, you know, it's okay. They have heroes like Lina, Puck, who have a lot of AoE nukes to try and stall up any of those pushes, but really they're farm-intensive heroes. Weaver, Lone Druid, both those heroes are particularly bad at counter pushing. Neither really has anything in the form of AoE. Black can like run in and maybe try to hit things with Shikuchi and get himself killed, probably. I don't know. That's like,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna like trade Shikuchi down like creep waves. That's a good way to get yourself killed on Weaver as the game goes on. So we'll see how it ends up working, because Mousesports, I don't really love their lineup against this pushing strat from iCCup. It's gonna come down to play though.
Yeah, it really is, and rotations. Tons and tons and tons of rotation, which in fact is play, obviously. But yeah, who is where at the right time, the right place, right time, it's all gonna come down to timing. So, who is playing what on the teams? Of course, before we continue with that one, you are watching the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. Sorry, it's just too much casting of other tournaments. The Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. We are in the loser bracket. This is game 2 of this best of 3. iCCup 1 game up. Mousesports need to win the 3rd game if they want to make it onto the loser bracket finals, which are played after this game, and the winner of this one will be up against Fnatic, and after which the winner of that best of 3 will be playing tomorrow in the grand finals up against Virtus Pro. And of course, if you want to win some things, you can go to gc.corsair.com. You only have to like them on Facebook, fill in your email address, that's it. No stories, no photos, no pictures, no nothing, just email and a like. That's it. That's all you need to do. So then you are eligible for all the giveaways that Corsair is doing, including a fully rigged gaming PC. Pretty neat. So iCCup will be on the Radiant side for this game. We have got Resolution for the 2nd time in a row playing the Dragonite. Jackal will be on the Lycanthrope this game. Ouija will play the support Naga Siren with Always Wanna Fly for the 2nd time in a row on the Leshrac. And then we have one left, which is on the off lane. It is Mag on his Broodmother. And yeah, I think he's pretty comfortable in that one.
Yeah, and for Mousesports on the Dire side, we're going to have Black on the Weaver, Cinderin on the Lina, and Potts on the Rubik. They're all heading down to the bottom lane, so they're going to be running the aggressive tri-lane into the Lycanthrope lane, trying to shut down Lycan early. Fada is going to be in the mid lane on the Puck, and their safe lane, that's going to be Quakeva playing the Lone Druid. So I like this decision from Mousesports to try and run the aggressive tri-lane. They want to shut down Jackal's farm. They know if he gets a lot of farm this Lycan early, it's probably going to be too late for them to do much of anything. But with the Naga and Leshrac supports, they have a pretty good tri-lane of their own. Their initiation, though.
Yeah, they want to go for Ouija. They are able to get the telekinesis and a split earth off, or Leshrac Array rather. But no extra follow-up. And Black actually taking quite a bit of damage, but will be able to take a regen rune. Lucky him. Oof. Lucky him. Well, that's fine. I agree with you though. Mousesports, if they get at least even on this trial lane, they're already going to be looking a lot better than they otherwise would, just by denying Jackal a little bit of farm. And, well, I'm still looking forward to the moment where Broodmother is allowed some extra space. Broodmother should, well actually, in theory, you would think that Broodmother should not lose the top lane. However, we know that Admiral Bulldog actually wins this lane. We know that from the games in the G1 League, where that actually was tried up against the Lone Druid, and Lone Druid was able to win that lane. So we'll see if Quakeva is is at that same level, if he can win this lane as well. But of course I was gonna say, like, I'm looking forward to the moment where Mag is gonna have a ton of spiderlings and there's gonna be a howl and we'll see flamey little bugs. Spiders.
Yeah, that's like the sweetest animation when the howl is affecting all of the spiderlings and there's just like flaming spiders attacking your tower. Like, what do I even do?
They're on fire!
I really like the pick of Dragonite in this particular game. Resolution did a great job of it last game, playing the Dragonite, and it gives them a little bit more sustainability into the late game as well. It's kind of what I talked about when they picked this the other day against EG, by comparison to what they were running in the Star Ladder. By picking a little bit more of these late game heroes that also have some pushing ability, like the Dragonite, it just really makes it so that if they stall up a little bit, they're still going to have the advantage because they're going to get towers early. No matter what happens, they're going to get some towers early. Yeah. Mouse can only try and slow it down to try and make sure tier 3s stay alive. But they'll have late game just to sort of continue to fight. Mouse have Lone Druid, they have Weaver, those are very good heroes in the late game. But Dragonite, really no slouch either. And Jackal on the Lycanthrope can also do tons of damage.
Yeah, and then you've got Mag, who, if he does good here on this top lane, he will actually be able to turn into a bit of a semi-carry as well. But yeah, no pressure there, as he's actually going to be able to pick up the bear here. Well, yeah, spawn spiderlings, that's 300 extra gold for Mag right there. And that's, of course, going to be really nice for him to have.
Yeah, especially now with the nerf to bear where you get additional gold.
Wait a second, Black! Sentry Ward goes down, but he is away in time. 41 HP left. They go up on pass instead. Do they have enough? Light Strike Array slows Jackal down, but Weejazik still chasing. Has got another Riptide if he wants to, but I'm not sure if he wants to. There's gonna be a Split Earth as well. Yeah, there's an Air Light Strike Array. We'll try to slow it down. Split Earth still hit, and pass will still go down. Always want to fly with the first blood with the lightning. Jackal goes down as well, though. Gets picked up by Synderen as Black attempted to go for the last hit, but Synderen beat him to it rather. And that's Mousesports. A 1-for-1 trade in the end. Mousesports, of course, taking down the carry of their opposing team, but the first blood does go the way of iCCup.
Yeah, it's still an advantage for iCCup, but losing Jackal in particular it makes the advantage a little bit smaller. Jackal is really the hero they want to stay alive. To get that early experience, to get those early levels, you want a lot of points, and pretty much all of Lycan's abilities very early on so that these pushes can be as effective as possible. Obviously, all of his spells very key to that strategy. But, you know, things could go worse, and with Mag doing a pretty okay job in the top lane, obviously trading farm, and also he got the kill on the bear to give him the lead in terms of net worth, things are okay.
Yeah, and in the mid lane, in the meantime, Fada, of course, I mean, it's a signature hero. He's not going to do bad on this puck. He is 22 for 4 resolution, keeping up though, and that's of course the most important thing. That's all you can ask for if you have a Dragonite versus puck. He is 19 to 3. He is not completely even with Fada, but not doing bad for a Dragonite up against the puck at all. So far so good. I think iCCup, their main concern would be this bottom lane. At least give Jackal that farm. And Jackal is not really getting that much farm. He's only got 4 last hits so far, while Black is sitting on 12. Might not be the highest farm in the world, but oh, wait a second. And Snare there. Synderen, not gonna feel the follow-up Split Earth though, because the telekinesis from Pass was there. As, whoa, that was a dire courier kill, and I think we can thank Jackal or Mag for that. Yep. Brought an item to Quakefire, but not able to do so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, was able to do so, but didn't. No, getting it.
I don't know what Quakefu expected to happen there. I guess he knows Mag has been sitting behind the tower with these spiders. It seems unusual to me. They would think the courier was going to be safe to just bring him in. Maybe he has to go through the woods just to make sure that these spiders can't kill it. Regardless, courier kill, it's approaching on tower kill in terms of the amount of gold it gives your team, and that's really good for them. More gold, it means that they can start getting going here faster.
Yeah, and if Jackal doesn't get farm from creeps, well, maybe you can get gold from couriers and from towers. Towers also because Mag is actually laying down a lot of harassment here on the top lane. We'll now continue to try and take down a kill again. Actually, the howl gets used also for the bottom lane. We jump bottom because Synderen, it might be in a lot of trouble here. Wolf chasing him down. Snake Chargers will keep him up. Always want to fly. Will still end up going down. Black with the kill. Black has to be careful. There another Light Strike Array up on 2. And that's 1 down. Jackal running for his life. Getting chased down. Should be going down here as well. That's no triple kill, unfortunately, for Black. But still a tri-lane wipe, if you will, for Mousesports, who is now 4 kills versus 1 ahead.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch that. I was watching top lane to make sure that Mag didn't suddenly die to Quakefa. They were exchanging blows, and Quakefa comes out a little bit ahead, I think, because he had a salve left. But Mag is playing real aggressive up here, and he needs to be. If this trailing bottom is not working out particularly well, they're going to have to rely a little bit more heavily on Broodmother, and that's not really the position you want to be in. Broodmother isn't the...
miss micro. Woo, Quakefa. He didn't realize for a second that this bear was AFK. But now it's okay again. Sorry. Totally interrupted you.
Oh no, yeah, that's appropriate. Well,
nobody died in the end.
Yeah, I finally look away from top lane, and then the action goes
something
to top
happens.
lane.
Well, to be fair, I'm thinking like, because Mag, as you said, he's playing so aggressive that something is bound to happen, and it might not even be good for Mag, but it will still be a lot there, and it's actually going to try to push down the tower a little bit more. Should be able to do it as well, or at least force out fortification. Will not get the tower down, but I mean, his spiderlings can tank up the tower just fine. And yeah, he's actually doing really well here on this top lane. Quakefa still has 46 last hits, is still highest of everybody, but he also, some of those are spiders, and even though they give quite a bit of gold as well, it's not the same as last hits on creeps. Which is, by the way, I mean, 45 upon Mag. Those are last hits on creeps. And, I mean, lane creeps.
Mag is currently leading on the net worth by quite a hefty margin.
Ooh.
And that's kind of amazing. Usually we don't see Broodmothers doing this well, but it's just because he's not really feeling any pressure.
Pass.
Certainly...
Light Strike Array again coming up from Cinderin, and we just Zik tries to run away or slither away. We'll be able to do just that. Oh, the Gemini attack! Oh my god, the Gemini attack! Black gets hit. That's a kill going the way of Mousesports. Again. Wow. I really like this. Like, if one goes on... If they go on... If iCCup goes on Cinderin, there's going to be a telekinesis to stop the follow-up. If they're going to go on Rubik, then there's going to be a Light Strike Array coming up from Cinderin. And they're really saving each other this way. And Black, in the meantime, just being elusive as Weavers are and able to pick up kills with it in the end.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, things are going great for Mouse in this bottom lane, and that's pretty bad for iCCup. They need Jackal to have a lot to really be able to do work. On. Yeah.
Nice pick.
Quakefa is struggling, and now that Jackal, or Mag rather, has started to get points in that incapacitating bite so he can sort of slow him and keep up, it's going to get harder and harder for him, and that tower in the top lane should be dead momentarily as well. If anyone tries to rotate up here, we just Zik is up here on the Naga to try and get the net.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're gonna, the moment that Quakefa respawns, they're gonna try again. Tower will still go down, and they actually, Mag gets the last hit. And with that tower down, we just Zik. Questionable if he tries to stick around, but for now he will. Of course, one thing that is really tough now also on the bottom lane, considering that lane is so hard on iCCup, is their levels are getting quite behind. We've got a level 3 still up on Naga Siren, level 4 up on the Leshrac, and of course up against them are a level 5 Lina and a level 4 Rubik, so they are levels ahead of them. Jackal still level 5, Black in the meantime, sitting at level 7, and Resolution rotating in with an Invis rune doesn't really work out, because I believe they scouted him picking that up, or at least they are careful enough to know that he is missing and they back off. Also, who's backing off is Fada, who came top to try and do something there. And we just Zik, who is now farming with the Spiderlings of Mag to get some extra experience.
Yeah, they're trying to get experience on some of these supports because the tri-lane bottom didn't really work out well. Jackal has moved sort of into the jungle because he can. It's not too bad on Lycanthrope anymore once you have those early levels. And he's actually maxing out Howl over Wolves, which is probably a good idea considering they want to have the Spiderlings do as much damage as possible.
Yeah.
Because Mag is kind of the focus of the game right now, I think, for their lineup. Resolution, obviously doing a very good job in the mid lane. He's actually
always on the fly. You're so dead.
So dead.
Denying a double damage rune for that, but I don't think it's really worth giving your life for.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
I mean, he's trying. I think he's trying to just do whatever he can, but he's struggling really hard at this point. He's actually doing a lot better than Naga, which is somewhat surprising in terms of net worth, at least. things are looking okay for both teams at the moment, and it's going to kind of all come to a head in the near future, I think. Once we have iCCup trying to start forcing these pushes with the lycanthrope, it's not just going to be Mag sort of farming with spiders for the entire game.
Yeah, Mag, who by the way has got his Necronomicon almost ready. He is, actually I say almost, but he has it about ready, I believe. Should have it ready.
He has Mag?
Mag.
Yeah, he has the first level of
Yeah.
Necrobook done.
So that's nice. In the meantime, triple lane now in the mid lane. Resolution rotating, or at least having We Just Zig and Always Wanna Fly rotating, trying to do some damage to the tier 1. Not really yet with their full pushing potential, but at least distracting Mousesports enough so that Mag can still do what Brute Mothers do best. It's just pushing and falling back and pushing and hello lycanthrope with his Vladimir. So all he needs is a medallion, and that's a Roshan for iCCup if they can find the time and of course find the space, because that's right now way more important. Though on the bright side for them, Mousesports only have one observer ward up, which is on the bottom lane, and none other. So in terms of map control, Mousesports actually not that hot.
Yeah, the Roche attempt will probably be coming out from like in the near future. It's real scary though. If you get caught out doing Roshan, especially when he's like close to dead but not quite finished, it can be pretty much abysmal for your team, and they'll just take the Roshan and get the kill on your carry. So they have to be somewhat cautious about that, probably draw attention away from it, maybe towards this top lane is the best bet. Even in smoking in, there's always a chance that they'll just check, especially if they see you use Howl, they see any of your allies on the map.
Yeah.
Be like, I wonder why he's using Howl right now. Probably because he's doing Roshan.
Yeah, and they might actually be forced to give up a kill on Mag for it if they really want to take Roshan. I mean, there's going to be 4 people missing and Mag is going to push in. So then basically Mousesports, if it goes the way of iCCup, I guess I would have the choice. Like, do we want to defend the top lane and stop Mag, or do we want to defend Roshan? And if it's Mag, then Mag will probably die. If it's Roshan, then maybe iCCup still gets it. Actually, I was gonna say because of We Just Zig having the song, but of course he doesn't have it yet. That's kind of sad. We do have a level 3 now up, or level 2 rather, up on the Mag. Level 2 Necronomicon, that is.
Yeah, he's only about 1,000 gold from the level 3, and at that point his pushing power is going to get pretty scary. We'll see how many Necrobooks they actually go for. The multi-Necrobook strat is obviously a thing. It's very powerful. I don't know necessarily how many they're going to be able to get in like a relevant time frame, but it's certainly possible they could try and get more. Like him probably will try and get some. Resolution isn't going for it thus far, but it's certainly possible he could.
Oh, Black, he might actually die. He does! Shadowblade, or sorry, Invis Rune rather, from Resolution paying off. Of course he's building a Shadowblade, so that's already a bit of, you know, testing the waters. Did they change the green dragon form? Having the spikes with the wingspan things a bit more obvious?
The spikes with the like the fingers on the wings?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think that's what he always looked like.
Really? And like,
Yeah,
I
so.
don't think I've ever noticed them before.
I don't know. I think that's. I guess I'm not certain, because it's possible. Like I would just not have really paid attention.
You
to
don't
it.
really see it on the dire side though. Maybe that's my problem. When I looked at the Dragon Knight, it's always on the dire, but if he flies over green, then you do see it. Brute Mother goes down. Sorry. Whoa. We still have Spiderlings getting killed, though, getting Cinderin, and actually now chasing down Pass. Might be able to get him as well. They're able to slow him down. It's the Spiderlings run. Oh, the how we're off. That's gonna be sad. And of course, the Sentry Ward around there, making sure that Mag was, you know, visible. He wasn't able to take down the tower for it. In the bottom lane now, some action happening as well as Weaver dives, gets himself Naga Siren, time-lapse himself to the other side of the tower, and runs himself away from the claws from Always Wanna Fly. And that's gonna be 2 kills going the way of Mousesports. 8-4 right now. I mean, Mousesports still ahead on kills, but control is still even. I'm not gonna say it's in favor of iCCup because it's not, but it's fairly even. And we see that back in the gold graph as well, by the way. Gold graph is even. Experience slightly in favor of Mouse, but hey, I just said, I mean, they're in favor of kills, so there you have that.
Yeah, and they got that big kill on Mag, and he didn't get any experience for the kill he got afterwards. That the Spiderlings picked up.
Yeah.
So Mousesports are hanging on, and that's certainly good, but I think it's still gonna get really dangerous in the near future. Lycan is starting to get some farm. He's got enough money to finish off his boots now if he wants to. It's also possible he can go for something a little bit different, maybe try and rush up that Necro book so that they can have more on their team. The push is gonna come, and they're doing okay at farming, getting levels up on their heroes, so that they're gonna be able to try and withstand the push, but it's still gonna be pretty dangerous, and if they move every hero to wherever the 4 heroes are to try and stop them there, Mag, he's pretty big on a Broodmother. We usually don't see broods quite this large, I think. Or 16 minutes in with finished Necro Book, Soul Ring,
And
finished
still
boots.
highest on net worth. He's actually gonna go for Cinnamon right now. The Sentry Ward is there, Light Striker will be there as well. Cinnamon tries to TP himself out, and there's nothing Mag can do apart from trying to attack. If he would have had those 2 attacks or 1 attack extra, that would have been a kill.
I think he could have gotten it with Spine Spiderlings anyways. Maybe just couldn't quite get the animation off in time. Regardless, Cinder will be able to get away. He hasn't really used that much for it. He uses the cooldown, I guess, on Necrobook, but the minions are going to be here to help him push for at least a couple more minutes, or some seconds,
Deny
I
on
guess.
the tower. On the bottom lane, we do have Fada trying to get himself out. Nice Dream Coil will allow Mousesports to run. Ooh, very long range net there. Fada will not be able to chase it down though. Or always want to fly. Takes a Laguna Blade to the face, and the Fate Bolt there with some creep last hits will take him down. That's the only kill right there. And of course the denied tower. Mousesports getting the better one, of that trade. In the meantime, Koikva, 3,400 gold. He really wants to get a Radiance, of course. That would help so much up against Mag, because then you can just have the bear standing there. If the bear doesn't die, granted. And you can take all the Spiderlings, because they get burned to death.
Yeah, he pretty much needs this Radiance, I think, like, right now. He's got the Midas, so it's helping quite a bit, and iCCup probably want to be able to get a gank on him. They have to know he's going for Radiance, since he's sitting on naked Midas right now, and it's 18 minutes into the game, hasn't bought anything else yet. Probably a good sign that it's Radiance.
Yeah.
I just don't know if they can really set up a gank on him. At least not one that's not really obvious.
Well, the question is, will Mag actually be able to get, like right now, of course he is ahead in terms of farm, but will he actually be able to use it to move on and get finally this tier 2 tower down, or finally get something going with this advantage that iCCup have? Because you already pointed out, I mean, early game, iCCup very strong, and they're not hopeless late game either, because they got the Dragon Knight, they've got the Lycan. But right now, we are moving more and more into a position where Mousesports is going to feel more and more comfortable to try and be more aggressive, especially once they have that Radiance, and the Relic is actually there if Koikfa wants it. We do have iCCup wanting to go for action though, so I guess they read my mind, so I'm gonna assume that they did, and they're actually smoking up, going top, helping Mag take down that tier 2 once and for all. Oh, but there is the Sentry Ward down pass. Gonna get a Dragon Tail first. He's already dead. Koikfa smartly TPing out, because that would cost him his Relic, at least the gold for the Relic. And they're finding someone, it's the bear. Bye bear. 300 gold,
Yep.
going the way of Mag. Of course, if they can do that every single time, that Radiance is not going to be of any issue.
Yeah, if they kill the bear, I mean, it's pretty easy for them to kill the bear. I think I might continue here.
They
and
will.
try and force this top. Yeah, I don't know if they're actually going to try and go high ground, or they're just going to run at the tower.
Dragon
But
Tail,
Cinder
Cinder might still die. That's going to be a kill going the way of Resolution. There's still a Howl again as well. Buyback from Cinder. They want to try and defend this. And they are able to. iCCup is doing what they can, giving a lot of Spiderlings to Fada. But no kills. Forcing out a buyback, not bad.
So they end up just trading tier 2 bottom for tier 2 top. They do a little bit of damage to tier 3, but they're going to have to back off now. And now iCCup have to figure out what they're going to do, because they still aren't really ahead by the margin I think they need to be. Looks like we're going to get another stack here for Jackal and the Ancients.
Yeah, Black might be in some trouble in the meantime, but he's able to Shikushi himself out. The ensnare did not come in time from Ouija. And there's no gem up on the side of iCCup. There is now a gem, however, up on the side of Puck. Just stop Mag, who is...
There's the gem for Leshrac.
There's a gem from Leshrac. Great minds think alike here. iCCup and Mousesports on even ground in terms of that. But Mag is going to have a tougher time right now. He should be aware. Or did he actually see that yet? He doesn't. He hasn't seen Puck just yet. Though there is actually a ward. He should be able to see it. They checked it. And now he knows because his Spiderlings actually died. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I think we're gonna get a little passive here again for a moment. iCCup gonna regroup, try and decide what their game plan is. The Radiance, that's gonna be. Is it up? No.
It should be, but there is.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, and there's
He
actually
walked it back to base.
there's the bear again.
Yeah, he walked it back to base to pick it up. Let's say he should have it right now, about now, even after he had to teleport out from that top lane. So yeah, Radiance is up. That's very strong on the bear. It's going to make pushing just absolutely miserable for Mag.
Look at
These
this.
spiders, yeah, they're just burning to death.
This is just free gold. And of course, I mean, spiderlings are actually worth quite a lot. 13, 14 gold.
Yeah, it's not a ton, but it adds up. And when there's like 20 plus spiders, you're getting a couple hundred gold from just having your bear stand there.
Oh, Mag. Gonna get scouted up by Fada. Actually, he's not going for it, though.
It's pretty risky. I think Possum would die no matter what, and Cinder might be in trouble as well if they tried to really force this.
In the meantime, iCCup is taking Roshan. This is gonna be the first Roshan of the game, so a fairly late one. If you've got yourself a lycanthrope in there. Lycan himself actually bought the medallion still. So, he is more of a utility hero right now rather than a bit of a carry. I mean, no BKB just yet. And we'll see what
He's
he
actually...
ends up...
Is he going BKB? He's got an Orc Club and a Belt of Strength. Is he going for a Sanj?
It could be. Wait a second, Mag. He's actually... Oh, is he going to be able to run from this face? But he runs. He is able to live. That's very close. Might be giving up his tier 1 tower, though. And there's no fortification
Bear's getting
anymore.
picked off.
Again. Oh, again. There's an snare. No more Radiance if they get him. But looks like he will be able to get away from this one. He should be able to get Blink back in a couple of seconds.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Really? Does he really want to still try? No.
Radiant's middle tower
I was gonna say, does he really still want to fight Mag? Because that's gonna be pointless. But just getting away is enough. And that's gonna be 2 towers picked up by Mousesports. A very quick succession of each other. We've got only 1 tower difference now. Actually, no, never mind that. Bottom tier 2 is of course dead as well. We have got towers being exactly even. However, Goldgraph with those towers going the way of Mousesports. Not too convincing just yet. I mean, we're 23 minutes into this game, and having a below 2k advantage or even below 4k would still be very low compared to the duration of the game. Experience is a little bit more clearer, still going the way of Mousesports. No, we actually have the song being used by WeJustZig. The first time that I hear the song, I think, this game.
I'm not sure why he songed.
Because he was afraid of the puck.
Yeah, I understand being afraid, but that's a level 1 song, and
Oh,
I think he
there
could have
goes the
waited
bear.
until Puck committed a spell and then thrown it out if he needed to.
Mag just solo killed the bear. There's a resummon. But Quickfire can't really afford to give up the bear again. But blink forward. Fada actually wants to look to take down Mag. There's a Dream Coil. He tries to TP himself out and should be able to do just that. There's no way that the bear is going to get in there in time for Entangle. And that's going to be, yeah, Mousesports having some more control over the top lane with that bear.
Yeah, Meg got away though, so that's pretty much fine for him. He gave up a lot of gold in terms of spiders, so there's like a ton of last hits on Quakefa on this bear. So, but they need to get these towers down. It's gonna get harder and harder with the double minus up on Mousesports. Their late game, I talk about it being fine, but because Mousesports hedged so heavily towards late game, it's going to make things very difficult for iCCup. And Jackal's running in.
Yeah, Cinnamon is already dead. Bear might be in a lot of trouble as well. Gets stunned up, gets ensnared. Can they take it down in time? The BKB turned on by Resolution. And he is actually getting himself away right now. Mousesports losing 1 hero, but that's it. Not losing more. Not losing a bear, not losing a tower. Only losing their support Lina. And I think that's gonna be enough for delaying the game. Fada actually might be getting something more. Jackal getting silenced up. And will get killed off. Doesn't have a wolf form anymore. And that's a massive disconnect, and that could have been... Whoa. That's the second time that it happens to Mouse. Yesterday it happened as well.
Yeah, it looks like maybe their internet just spikes a little bit wherever they're at, like the Jordan Dota studios, I think is what Cinder was saying yesterday.
Yeah, something below there or something, I don't know.
Yeah, right around there. So hopefully their internet comes back on or whatever happened. I can't imagine it's all the computers died simultaneously, so it's probably a connection issue. Fortunately, the pause was pretty quick. Black maybe missing out a little bit. I don't know that he would have been able to get a kill. Maybe he wouldn't have gotten hit by a net here. I think everyone will probably just disengage is what'll happen though.
Yeah. I mean, that would be very polite sportsmanship and all that jazz.
Boom.
That says it all. By the way, Lycanthrope looks to be still going for BKB and then just have the Belt of Strength maybe for Treads at some point?
It could be for Treads, it could be for Basher maybe
Yeah.
as well as an option. And he just wanted to get the strength right now. He needed the stats for some survivability. It also gives him a little bit of damage.
Yeah, apparently Mousesports not entirely ready just yet. I mean, in terms of net worth, we see that Black is very high up there. No surprise there because he's got himself the Hand of Midas, he's got his Lincolns, and 2400 gold to boot. Of course, the upside for iCCup is that Black, I mean, he kind of needs his Lincolns, that's his core item, but it doesn't really offer him that much extra damage. So far not as dangerous as he might be able to. Second highest is still Mag. But Mag has been kind of slowed down. Looks like he is also going to go for BKB though. Picked himself up the Ogre Club and is going to probably wait until he has 1k gold extra so he can take down the rest all at the same time. The Minter Hammer and the recipe.
I'm wondering how long... I wonder where the pause is still going. There we go.
There we go.
Like they're all back. Maybe they're just making sure the connection is stable before they get going. Yeah, this is pretty much what I figured would happen. They're just going to disengage.
Yep.
It'd be difficult for iCCup to really get that kill on Weaver anyways, and maybe a little not classy as well.
Yeah, I agree. In the meantime, Mag is actually left alone for a little while. The bear is back though. But I'm thinking he probably wants to try and kill it off again. The bear finally has some armor plate mails on the board. Going for that assault grass. And oh my god, the bear just found himself quite a few spiralings. Look at that burn, that's just so insane. And they're on the run. Bear! Chasing those spiders. It's like, oh my god, free gold! Look at that attempted micro, but I mean, this is just free gold for the lone druid. He's having a fun time with that radiance.
Yeah, iCCup need to figure out what they're going to do here. It's going to just get harder and harder as time goes on. They have their BKB up on the Lycan now. They don't really have too much beyond that. Oh, the built of strength on Lycan could also be for Necrobook.
Yeah.
That's the more obvious one than Basher. I don't know if they're going to be able to do this. It's getting harder and harder. Lycan doesn't have a particularly good win rate post like 30 minutes. And there's a good reason for that. He just kind of struggles by comparison to other carries as the game goes on. He's great at pushing, but he's not really that great at like team fighting.
And on top of that, I mean, what Lycan wants to do, of course, if he gets turned into wolf form and he has got his BKB on, nothing can really stop him bar the entangle that Mousesports has. And if you get one entangle, you just walk away from him. He can't do anything. He's going to be so useless. So that's going to be something that Mousesports is going to be happy with. But iCCup smoked up. So let's see if they can make something happen with that. Or if they are going to see their Mag die again. Maybe they can force back some rotations first. Farah and Past are actually on the top lane trying for something. It looks like iCCup wants to cut them off. Maybe they'll find the lone druid before anything else though. And Sinrin.
Getting a pick on Quakeva is pretty big here, but it looks like if they're going to find anyone, it's going to be Cinderin.
Yeah, it's going to be an ensnare. Quakeva runs himself out. Should be able to do that. Can TP out if he wants to. 2200 gold in his inventory, by the way. Ooh, bit of a slowdown. They know where he is. Looking for him. In the meantime, Mag wants him as well. TP out there. Will they be able to stop it? Yes, they will. Here comes a Dragon Tail, and that's quick for that, including, and of course, the bear. Dead too. Para TP's out. Smart. Quakeva does have a buyback still. But he doesn't.
Yeah, and Black is pressuring the tier 3 in the bottom lane. So I think it's just going to be iCCup moving forward. I always wonder if Black can't actually stop this by himself. Black can just kill him.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is
I think they're going to force the buyback out and then have to get back immediately. Because iCCup, they can't. I don't think they can force this. They're going to basically trade. Black's already doing way more damage to tier 3 than they've been able to do.
Well, let's see if they can make it right now. Could be. There is no fortification up anymore, and they're actually able to take it down. That's one tier 3 tower down. The Howl helping out immensely, of course. In comes Farah. Nice silence. Mag limping himself away, and the song will help disengage there as well. TP out of there from everybody. We just Zik having the last one, being the last one there. So they didn't lose their tier 3 tower in the end, and they got the tier 3 tower up on Mousesports. Not a bad trade at all, but it's a trade, which is something that might not be ideal at all.
Yeah, they get the tier 3 down. They don't lose their tier 3. They only just like have to help on it. But I think they really, if they're gonna commit to that and just like trade chip damage on their tier 3, they need to get barracks there. They need to get barracks in general right now. Again, ticking clock that's working against them in this particular game, but it's tough, and especially with tier 2s up still in the other 2 lanes, they wouldn't have even been able to rotate if they had been forced to take a big team fight to get the barracks. And then like if they get the team fight, they can't just rotate and be like, well, we're going to take even more advantage. They'd have to go for tier 4s again. That worked out last time, but they were ahead last game. This game, they're behind. It's close, but they are behind.
Yeah, Black looks to go up on Jackal. Jackal gets himself out. I don't think that Black Soul was want to fly around there, so that's not going to be a kill. Basher now up on the Lycan, so in the end going for the Basher after all, leaving the Necronomicon for what it was. And with that Basher, of course, also able to do something against heroes that might get a BKB at some point, even though if you look at the lineup of Mousesports, who is it going to be? Nobody really. But at least he can maybe stop Quakefar from doing something. Of course, if he gets an Abyssal, that will be very strong up against the Weaver. As Rubik goes down, that's a solo kill right there. He does go down forward on the top lane. Lone Druid in the end with the last hit, or a burn, whichever it was. 1-for-1 trade. And would think actually in favor of iCCup still, because they were able to distract 3 heroes on the top lane by 1. It was 3-1 and still 1-for-1 trade. And they're able to lay down quite a bit of harassment on the bottom. Tier 2. And top of that, Mousesports has actually used the fortification for this tier 2. So if iCCup reaches the base again, there's gonna be racks on the top lane.
Yeah, they have the next like 4.5 minutes to try and get back towards the base without that cliff up. Roshan going to be respawning in a minute. I kind of expect that to be the next location where there's going to be a fight. The one interesting note though is that if Mousesports try and go for this Roshan, and iCCup are like aware of it and they're willing to just give it up, they can take racks in that top lane because, like you said, that glyph's down. They can't actually save it. The barracks will be going down basically within the time it takes for the team to TP back in. So it's kind of a strange position for Mousesports. I don't know if it'll come up, but it's something to look out for.
For sure. The only upside for Mousesports is that Mag was indeed dead for a little while, and therefore the lane is not pushed out to the top lane just yet. But yeah, it might be. Might be very soon. You've got Broodmother actually picking herself up a Medallion, or Talisman of Medallion, awkward. A Talisman of Evasion. And looking to go for Butterfly possibly with that one. And we have the side of the Vice ready up on Fada. Actually, both Fada and Resolution, so both of the mid laners for the teams, as Mag goes down again. Quakefar and Fada again. This time Fada with a double damage rune. Wow, that is some hate from Mousesports, and with that, the scenario that you pointed out is not going to happen. But
yeah, definitely less likely without the Spider up in that top lane, who is one of their better pushers and probably the best choice for running that strategy, where they can just kind of stall up the Roshan and have a Spider up there killing their barracks. I don't know, now they're in an even weirder position, so things are kind of awkward for both teams. Roshan is respawned. I'm sure both of them want it pretty badly. But lanes are pushing towards iCCup, and that's an advantage for Mouse.
I always want to fly, landing a bit of a weird split earth there, but oh well. But yeah, I was going to say before that all happened that both the mid laners haven't died yet for iCCup and Mousesports. So pretty neat. Resolution sitting on 5-0 to 1, while Fada of course sitting on 1-0 to 3. So been involved in 4 out of the 11 kills for Mousesports, while Dragon Knight's been involved in 6 out of the 10. So that's a bit of a difference right there. And of course, we're going to have a bit of difference in experience as well, though not as much. I mean, in terms of experience, it is in favor of Mousesports, quite heavily actually. And that's all up on the Lone Druid, and we've seen Lone Druid going down fairly fast if people are just able to hit Quakefar, and that's going to be something that Resolution is going to look for. Here comes the song, slowing down the push, and they will be able to take down Roshan with that song. That's going to be a Radiant with the Aegis and the kill. Always want to fly, able to run himself away. BKB turned on for everybody here. Looking for Koikva, looking to bring him down in time. In comes a bear, but the bear can't really do too much here and will end up going down. Naga Siren goes down as well. It's a 1-for-2 trade right now, but Sinrin will end up dropping there. Should be. Hello, Sinrin. Yes, there you go. And that's going to be Mousesports trying to escape from this one. Losing their lone druid is going to be losing the fight for them for now, because this is allowing Mag to, of course, start pushing again. Fada, Puss, and Black still alive. Resolution has to go back though. But only 2 supports down for iCCup.
No buyback on Quakefa.
Nope.
That's a big deal right now. I don't know if iCCup can force it because their supports are down. They kind of need it. But they did get the Aegis. Quakefa doesn't have a buyback. Glyph is going to be coming off cooldown for Mousesports in about a minute. It looks like they're content to back off. Maybe they don't suspect, I guess, that Quakefa wouldn't have the buyback here, or maybe they're just not feeling confident enough to force this issue right now regardless. That's a good fight for iCCup. It's a real good fight for iCCup.
I mean, they will have the Aegis. Resolution was on the brink of dying for a moment there, but of course, I mean, he didn't. And next time that he is gonna have that Aegis, so it's looking pretty solid for him. Has that gem still, of course, as well as the Assault Cuirass. And even though Weaver has got his Desolator right there, and that definitely helps, that Assault Cuirass is gonna negate a bit of that again. Although, on the bright side for Mousesports, I believe that the Bear of Lone Druid actually has gotten Assault Cuirass as well. Yeah, he does. But, and then again, we've seen how fast that bear can die.
Yeah, the bear goes down very quickly, and that's kind of an issue as time goes on. Look at that. Yeah, deny on that tower again. There's been a couple in this series that have been real big denies coming out from Mousesports, but I think it doesn't really matter that much here.
Resolution. He's going to have his Aegis burned, and Tangle's there as well. That's the Aegis there. He still has a BKB though, an iCCup. They probably want to try and go in right now. Or not. Or the song is there. Are they actually going to disengage with that, or are they going to engage? Oh, Regisig. Yeah, you probably should be TPing out right now. Thank you. And everybody else gets himself away as well. So that was a disengage from iCCup. I really thought they were going to try and fight that, but with everybody up on Mousesports, they weren't confident they would take it. And I guess, I mean, in this stage of the game, it's a very thin balance. I mean, in theory of heroes, you're already behind for iCCup in terms of late game, and I think we can consider this already being fairly late game. So one lost fight is going to mean more than just that one fight. It could actually mean the entire battle, or your entire edge that you have on a game. So I don't blame them for disengaging. It's understandable.
Yeah, so the disengage, like, they obviously don't really want to fight because they're behind a little bit. But I think if you're going to just give up your, like, basically drop the Aegis on the ground and kill it in front of them, you kind of want to get something out of it. And it's not just the tier 2 tower denied at 35 minutes in when you're a pushing lineup. Yeah, I think it's a somewhat weird plan by iCCup here. They need to make something happen, and it's still pretty rough for them. They probably want to get a pick off on one of these heroes first.
Yeah. I want to have Mag have the top lane pushed out. I mean, at this point, split pushing is still a very good opportunity for them, as long as that lone druid is no issue. And that's going to be the hero that they will try to look to shut down constantly. If they can do that, then that will be the game for them. And of course, they're already one game up ahead, so if they win this one, they don't have to play the series any longer, and it's Fnatic that they will be up against. I believe that Fnatic is actually the team that dropped them down to the loser bracket to begin with, actually. Yeah, that's true. It was Fnatic 2-0ing iCCup.
Alright, so they probably want revenge.
Yeah.
They probably want to close this game out, move on with their lives, and then battle back. Like, that's a pretty good story whenever. They did it in Starlighter against VP. They got knocked down to the losers bracket and then battled to the losers finals, beat VP.
Yeah, being the underdog stands for something. Gets you maybe a little bit of heads up for the teams. I mean, being the underdog maybe has enemy teams overlook you, so that maybe Mousesports are already busy trying to think about what they're gonna do to Fnatic. I don't know. That might be something that iCCup can be happy about, but I mean, the more often they are gonna be victorious in those situations, the more care their enemies are going to be having for them. And we already see that back in Mousesports. I mean, doing their homework up against iCCup, especially in Game 1, banning out that Broodmother, does stand for something.
Yeah, I mean, they're a team that's experienced. They're going to be aware of what the other teams have been playing, especially in competitive games, and maybe in somewhat in scrims what they've been trying out as well. I don't know that these two teams necessarily scrim against each other with any great frequency, but yeah, we'll see where this goes. They're playing very passive once again. You gotta think it favors Mousesports. They still have the double minus.
Yeah. And that's definitely helping them out a lot. I mean, we have got and the Weaver and the Lone Druid highest up on net worth. Highest up on experience, I believe, as well. Yeah, they're both level 21, while the highest level by iCCup is not that much lower, but is level 20. And you still have Broodmother sitting on her Talisman of Vision. I thought she had more than that, but oh yeah, there it is. He's got the Eagle Song as well, but not just the last part that he needs to get the Butterfly complete, the Quarterstaff, even though it's almost there. Abyssal up on the Lycanthrope, so if he gets towards where Black is, or Lone Druid, or Black or Lone Druid is probably the best bet. That's gonna be dead hero if they are able to focus fire him down. And with focus fire, I basically mean actual fire with the Dragon Knight.
Yeah, the fire from Dragon Knight can obviously just his attack does a lot, even though I guess it's ice at this point in the game. It's like focus ice.
Oh yeah. He has a breathe fire.
Yeah, he's breathe fire. He's fire and ice like Jakiro.
Ooh.
That's all dragons are about in this game, fire and ice. So the big thing is if they want to kill the Weaver, they need something to pop the Lincolns first. They have the Abyssal that they probably want to use it, and they also have the Dragon Tail that they want probably not wasted via Lincolns. So they need something like Lightning from Leshrac or Spawn Spiderlings from this Broodmother to really set up there. I don't know, they're just kind of stalled out. iCCup, they want to take something. They need to take something, but again, if they take a fight outside of the base, and particularly if there are no buybacks up on Mousesports or not fast enough buybacks, with this kind of lineup, you can just decimate their base basically instantly. So they're not out of it even if they are behind just because their lineup is kind of weaker as the game goes on. They're not as great at team fighting, but they're still very strong at pushing. And that's something you have to always be aware of. You can just surprisingly lose your base out of nowhere.
Yeah, in the meantime, the bottom lane is having some issues here for iCCup as well. They'll lose their tier 3. So all of a sudden, the bases are even once again in terms of having a tier 3 down on both lanes. And that's going to be tough for iCCup. They can't trade racks. They shouldn't even try. They're actually on the way out because Fada finds himself some targets, and actually Mag uses a BKB charge just to get away. Still have Always Wanna Fly apparently able to hide and TP out in safety right now, but that's a lot of time wasted for iCCup.
Yeah, their time, I don't know if it's as precious as it once was, maybe at the 20-25 minute mark, no, at the 41 minute mark, but yeah, they're wasting time, and they're probably not in a position where they can really afford to. They're going to lose this tier 2 in the top lane. That's the last, or no, there is one more Irish Shadow Ring. There's still the tier 2 in the mid lane, which is at full health actually, surprisingly. So you're saying they can't necessarily afford to trade barracks?
Yeah.
Normally I would agree with you against the Lone Druid, but I think if they get into another base race situation, they're probably going to come out ahead.
Yeah, if that's it again, I mean, they've got this Howl, they've got the Spiderlings. As long as Mag has got some time to build up his army of Spiderlings, that should be a base race in favor of iCCup. It's especially if they are able to send Naga Siren home and have her use the song. That would be the ideal situation for iCCup.
Yeah, Naga, obviously a very powerful hero in these base race situations because you can just stop their race. It's just like, alright, you guys take a breather, we're gonna continue killing your base, no big deal.
Yeah. For an entire 7 seconds.
Yeah. So this is a farmathon, and iCCup, they're falling further and further behind. It's probably gonna get ugly in the near future.
Farmathon.
Farmathon.
I never heard that word before, but I think I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like I'm okay with the word, but I don't like farmathons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. Resolution's going for a kill on Black. I don't think he'll be able to get it.
Nah,
yeah.
We've got an MKB up on the bear, by the way. So that's going to be helping him up against the Brood Mother even more. No misses. That's 2 heroes with the MKB. Yeah, Weaver has his as well, of course. And actually, Black has got 6,500 gold to boot. Never mind, it's just turned into 6,800. That goes fast. With the hand of minus.
And Roshan respawns.
Yeah, Mousesports take it down.
Gonna be focus. They have to be careful. We saw what happened last time, and I don't think they want that to happen again. Presumably, iCCup will be a little bit more careful this time and not just kind of throw it away. I think if they had been able to use their Aegis a little bit more effectively the last time they were able to steal it, this game could have been over by now. But because like Resolution just got picked off and then they immediately decided that they needed it back, it wasn't really as good. They're going for it though, and Thought is pushing their tier 3 top.
Yeah, they probably need to defend this soon. Maybe they want to take, if they want to trade a tier 3 for a Roshan, I don't know. They have got, of course, they've got the Song. I mean, actually, never mind. Song is just TPing out. That's gonna be Roshan gone. Aegis picks it up, or Lycan picks it up. He picks the Aegis up. Pass goes down. That's something. Tier 3 goes down as well, though. You think that's
yeah, and their barracks are down too in the bottom lane.
That's gonna be Black. That's an entire lane of Rexhound. That's not worth trading for. I was gonna say a tier 3 perhaps, but 2 tier 3s and a set of Rex, that's one expensive Roshan.
They lost the tier 2 mid was actually up at the beginning of that as well. So they lost a tier 2, 2 tier 3s, a melee Rex, and a ranged Rex. So now all of their lanes of Rex are exposed. They have to be very careful because Black has been split pushing all game. He's not going to show any fear when it comes to just running into your base and trying to kill your barracks. I was exactly what I said might happen to Mousesports when they went for Roshan earlier, except it happened to iCCup because now they're the ones that are on the back foot.
Yeah, and with Black picking up a butterfly, there's no MKB yet up on iCCup. It's gonna get only tougher for them. And I mean, they are more of a sustainable split push team than a real big team fighty, all mid, all fight kind of team. And the one thing that you can't do if you are having a lane of Rex down, is leave your base for a very long period of time. So that split pushing is not going to be that ideal. And actually, Black decides to just take some buildings because it's free gold, and is not going to be able to take down the melee Rex, or is he? He's going to go for Mag. Mag has some trouble running for his life to be able to do that, and that will allow Black to take down the Rex.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
That's his fortification.
Structures are fortified.
Getting himself out of there again, but he can just do this every single time.
iCCup, now that they use their glyph, they're way in a bad spot. Basher picked up by Mag, but I don't think this Basher really does anything.
Not just
they
yet.
need to make it. They need to commit to something now, and they have to just go with it.
Yeah.
Boots of travel. All right.
Boots of travel. I'm actually hoping more. How about more boots of travel? And then backdoor. Can they actually do that?
I don't. Backdooring is real tough. Maybe if someone had a Desolator, it might be manageable. It's going to be tough to really backdoor fast enough. Even with Lycan, like you can certainly backdoor with Lycan. Don't get me wrong. It's just not as fast as I think they need it to be with both sets of Rex exposed.
Yeah, that's true. And then, yeah, if they have the creep wave pushing in, then that's fine, but without it, probably not. Maybe that's what Mac is doing, though. But there's only one boots of travel, I guess. Actually, 2. Naga Siren has got boots of travel. Did she have that for long already?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't think so, but maybe. She disassembled her boots a while ago, I think. So yeah, maybe she has that for a while. Are they going for a base race is my question here.
Well, we just did trying to slow down Black. He still has the Song. 1 tier 4 down, 2 tier 4s down. Yep, let's have a base race. You know, why not? In comes the Song, so 7 seconds. Well, iCCup can try and do something, but the fortification was still there for Mousesports as well. That's gonna be Cindering trying to slow them down, but BKB turned on by Jackal. Can they actually do this? No, they can't. iCCup is gonna lose the second game. Base race versus base race. This time Mousesports the victorious one. The fortification helping out, and of course the sheer being ahead and being already in the enemy base when the other team started base racing on the tier 3 was kinda doing it, and that's gonna mean we're gonna have a third game. iCCup Mousesports. enjoyable combination to watch for sure.
Yeah, when you're against a bear, the base race is always scary, and they had a long period of time when they had the advantage in the base race. But once the bear got AC up, Weaver got Desolator, the minus armor on their buildings was too high, and they just weren't really able to get to it. They also only had one tier 4 up by the time the song went off, and again, they wasted that glyph earlier trying to stop the Weaver from taking their barracks. If they had the glyph, it might have been close, if not in their favor.
Well, let's see what they can do next game. Of course, this game ended 13-13, way lower kill score than our previous game. We still have 2 heroes that haven't died yet the entire game, both Fada as well as Resolution. Let's see what they can bring us in the third game. We are, of course, watching the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. This is the loser bracket semi-finals. Winner of this match will face Fnatic after this one. And we're going to see Game 3 to decide who goes home and who goes on to the winners bracket finals. Loser bracket finals, my bad. There we go. We'll be right back.